Hello, Leo. Thank you for joining me at this moment in space and time. I really appreciate your viewership and comments. And I do want to apologize that this reading is a couple days late. Yes, I did. I fell behind schedule, but I got the candles lit. I'm ready to go now in honor of your fiery nature. And, the way I kind of see it and the reason I created this YouTube channel was for people to connect in a specific moment in space and time. So even though we're a couple days late, whenever you're watching this is probably the right time. This is for people, for Cancer, for the general messages for the month of October 2017. We're going to get right into it, Leo. We're going to pull the Oracle card for wisdom and an Oracle card for direction for you guys for the month. And those cards will overlap into the cusp readings and the mini romance and relationship readings that are going to come after this one. Okay, so now, up in your Oracle card for wisdom, you pulled card number 43, Deep Knowing. And this is nice to see here because this, I feel, is you have almost like a premonitions or preemptive sense of what's going on. Almost like you could find yourself in positions in the month of October where you are in the right place at the right time to sort of like diffuse something or some sort of situation where you maybe have a sense that things might be bubbling over, or a sense that you might be able to bring about some sort of healing or reparation to a situation because you have all the facts, and two like sort of sides that are going at it may not have all the facts. So this is a card for me, I feel, Leo, it applies to you for mediating, for like bringing parties together and making sure that everybody is understood. You could be like sort of central in that, okay? As well, this card though, it carries some sort of sense of like distance, Leo. Either you're being distant or you're having to cover a distance, like either running to something or running from something. And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like only you know why, only you sort of like justify the motivations for it. And it's like you're not really, it's almost like you're being a little bit clandestine at this time too. Or the wisdom would say it's like kind of maybe keep her buttoned up, keep secrets revealed, or keep secrets secret until the appropriate time. And it will be like sort of a subconscious letting you know when it is time to speak up and that sort of thing. Okay, so it's like play your cards close to your chest, be confident in the things that you know, and be willing to cover whatever this distance is or whatever you're trying to like circumnavigate it. Make sure that you're kind of like staying the course, or like your reasoning or your motives, are staying true and strong. Okay, now for this card is awesome. I love to see this when it comes to direction, okay? This is card 35, education. And what better thing to do with our time and with our life path than to learn more, to take more in. Education comes in very many different forms. It happens actually on a subtle level at every moment of every day. And it's when we choose to become the student, when we choose to open up our eyes, our ears, and all of our senses, that we take in the information so that it can lead to a progression of understanding, a progression of being relatable, a progression of furthering or firming something into being, okay? When it comes to like sort of manifesting things in the law of attraction, education plays in kind of at this level of like wisdom or insight, where it's like you have to sort of remember kind of on a soul level what it takes to bring about the best case scenario for you each and every day. And it like involves like making sure you catch yourself before you start to wallow, catch yourself before you start blaming others, catch yourself before you start maybe going off onto a tangent or running away from something that it was never there to hurt you there in the first place, okay? As well, this card lets me know that there are other people that have a vested interest in your progression, in your achievements this month. So you may be finding messages coming in for people all the way from, how are you doing? It's been a while since we caught up, to I need you to update me on, the fact that you maybe have like your first aid and this other course and this other training course. Please send all the documentation forward for whatever that may be. others of you that are sort of in that college level, maybe you will get a sense that settling in, it might be time to like put partying aside, or put like fraternizing in, like, you know, with the other side of college life that takes away from the actual education. You might be like distancing yourself from that so that you can get into the nuts and the bolts, the meat and the potatoes, as it were, of your scholarship, of your scholarly self. All right, like learning more so that it can be applied in future. Okay, so those are the oracle messages. Actually pretty good, Leo. I'm happy to see those up, and I'm looking forward to, for any of you that are born on the cusp, to reapplying these oracle messages again for that reading. So again, always do come back and check that out. For those of you, the true Leos, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, we're going to get a Celtic cross down here to see what's going on sort of in the ticky-tacky daily life. I'm going to be moving rather quickly with the next two spreads because unfortunately my tech has been cutting off around the 40-minute mark, which is like way too long anyways, but I get so into these and the information just kind of keeps coming. And you know, my subscribers know that part of me is just that blathering self that just keeps going, right? And the time it takes sometimes for the tarot to organize out, we have to move quickly. So apologies if you've checked out some of the other videos and they've ended abruptly or without me covering the last two cards. Unfortunately, this time go around with my schedule, with my technology, it's been very difficult for me to like go back. And so what I've done is, if you've been affected by that, come and check out the roundtable videos, Norrin's roundtable, and I'm going to be pulling an extra source card for the signs whose readings got cut off, and it usually is only by like a minute or two. I don't know why my stinky camera decided that I wanted to do that. Okay, but anyways, let's get these cards down. Let's move along. Leo, again, thank you so much for any time you guys share, anytime like you guys have been like adding me on Facebook. I love following you guys. Check out the links below to just some different stuff that goes on with this channel. All right, card at the bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Here it is. This is this distance I speak of. This is kind of like you, I feel, separating yourself from whatever's going on, whether it's to save on time, resources, whatever. Only you kind of know your personal motive for doing this. And I feel as well, it's almost like you've slowed down your sort of social aspects to yourself. It's like you're more willing to want to do some self-work to save time, money, and energy by focusing on self and by being a bit of a homebody, and like not worrying so much about the social order, or, you know, being willing to miss out on the good times or what other people say are the good times, but they just could be like people in your environment that might not be true friends. They just like to have your energy around. Your energy, I feel a lot of people, you know, they feel it's kind of fleeting. It sort of ebbs and flows. It comes and goes. It's almost like you're there when they don't really need you, but then when they need you, it's like they have to go out of their way to come and find you. That's kind of the feeling I have with what's going on with you guys in through the month of October. It's like you're kind of like this this fleeting mystery that moves about, and people may be kind of like rushing or trying to catch up to you. All right, and Five of Pentacles, Leo, I feel some of you might be going through certain money woes. There could be like some overspending that occurred, or like just like a fiscal financial shortage that you may just like kind of be working yourself through. I don't think this harming you or bankrupting you or crippling anything. It's like you just kind of have to go back in and reform sort of some life spending or some resource choices, I guess you could say. All right, so that's the bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Wow. Significator card, the High Priestess. Yeah, there's something secretive going on with you guys this month. It's either like people like are kind of holding their cards close to their chest when you come around, maybe perhaps being a little bit apprehensive of your reaction. You are the fiery Leo. I've got the candles lit for your fiery nature. Or this could be you, just not willing or wanting to allow anybody to sort of realize or know too much about you out of your own apprehension or worries that your energies could be taken for granted, or that people would get the best of you with, you know, little or no return for your energy. You're wanting bang for your buck when it comes to putting yourself out into the world this month. When it comes to like spending your energies, you want to have that physical, like where's my slice of the pie? What, you know, your reward needs to be equal to your contribution this month, Leo, or anything less will be frustrating to you, I feel. All right. Now, the High Priestess as well could say that you have something to disclose or that you are in pursuit of something to be disclosed to you. So that will mean very many different things. It'll run across the board for many of you. But in most situations, it's like be ready for a revelation, be whether it comes from you or comes to you. Be ready for it. And that's just kind of like taking the shock and awe factor out of it. It's just kind of like, this deep knowing that's going on here. It's like you're ready for it. You're ready for it to come out. You're ready for it to come to light or come to the surface. And the high priestess is just saying here, don't be afraid. There's much more than what can be affected physically. So just make sure that you kind of grounding yourself, all right? Now, what's helping you or hindering you at this time? We've got the Ten of Cups. So something this could for some Leos be directly related to their family life, to their marriages and the families that you're raising. Okay, so whether this is a question of like a revelation of infidelity, for maybe just a few of you that is relevant or significant. For most of you, this could be news of like students that maybe they aren't doing as well at school as they say they are, or maybe you get a nice pleasant surprise that you have a gifted, prodigy, or somebody comes home with a report card that is just like amazing or jaw-dropping to you. You're filled with pride, you're filled with happiness, and you're going to want to go out and celebrate something in regards to this education card, bringing stability into your family life, or bringing yourself a little bit of a pat on your own back to say good job in raising this child. Or if you need to confront your parents about how well you've been doing in school, or the fact that maybe money wise, maybe you need to maybe move back home, or ask them for a little bit of money for some more craft dinner or ramen. It's like, swallow your pride, go ahead and do it. Your family loves you, and as long as you're upfront and honest, the Ten of Cups is helping you. It's bringing harmony. Any distrust, any hidden lying by omission, the Ten of Cups will come back to bite you. The Ten of Cups will say this is a further breaking down of your relationships that should be so close and open, but any secrets is not helping you at this time. Okay, now, crowning the energy, we've got Five of Wands reversed. Whatever you've been dealing with here, whatever it is, it looks like there is more harmony coming your way. Once people are in a closer understanding, or that their understanding is running more parallel to yours. It's almost like this is, I feel, was like conflict of ideas, conflict of potential routes that could be taken for a group or for a collective project, where it almost, there could have been some infighting, or there could have been some harsh words spoken, where now it's like you've got a few less irons in the fire, and you can come back and maybe seek an apology, give an apology, something like that, or just kind of like make sure that it is water under the bridge, that nobody is harboring ill will towards you at this time for something that has long since already occurred in the past. Okay, so what is coming in from the past? Wow, another five, this time a Five of Cups. All right, now for what I feel, somebody could be feeling a little bit of regret, a little bit of remorse for the way they've been towards somebody else. Now again, general reading, we got two sides of the coin. Somebody could be regretful or remorseful of the way they've treated you, Leo, or the way they have left a situation with you, or you could be feeling a little bit of anguish or guilt because of a situation that you left without maybe thinking things through. And hindsight being 2020, now it's like you're coming into full awareness of what that means. So something's coming through from the past that's causing you to, I feel, make reparations, or have to go through some sort of forgiveness plan or program to get challenges out of your way. Remember now, this is the third five that's come up. We had Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We have Five of Wands. Now we have Five of Cups. If we get the fourth, I'm going to enter a cribbage tournament. Maybe if we see that fourth one there, you're going to have like a divine stroke of luck, all right, to the big old 20, which is a beautiful number, all right? But then again, that's what's coming in from the past. If you got guilt, shame, anguish, anything you might be dealing with on this level, the deep knowing needs to come in. The deep knowing that you've got to forgive yourself, that you can be forgiven for these things. And just like somebody is saving face, or what is that other saying? Facing the music kind of thing is going to come full circle, okay? It's karmic. So these cards have been very karmic. All right, the foundation of the reading. A lot of signs have been getting this in their foundation. The Eight of Pentacles, a return to focus. Don't worry about your self-evaluation as you may see it subjectively against others. It's natural for Sun moving through Libra for us to be a little bit self-aware or we evaluate ourselves sometimes, and unfairly so, because it's subjective. Some, especially if you're in social circles where it's like somebody is doing better or not as well as you, and it kind of can give you confidence or a lack of confidence based on this thing. This Eight of Pentacles is to say, be more focused on what is before you than on you yourself. You yourself, you're strong, you're interpersonal, you have a lot to offer the world. There's no need to ever second guess that or question that. This so is focused energy in your what you put out, what you sell, what you contribute, and your outflow of energy. And like I said earlier, the reward is going to be equal to the energy given, or it needs to be. Or if you have any sort of undefined frustration or wondering why things aren't going your way, is because I feel like the foundation, the root of it, is asking you to question what you put out versus what you're receiving as a reward, as a benefit. Okay, and this, it could be career, it could be relationship, it could just be being compensated for your time, effort, and energy. Okay, but it's good focus this month. This is going to help you. This is going to help you catch yourself before you get into any sort of negative cyclical thinking or being too critical of yourself. Okay. In the near future, down the road, so to speak, just a few miles down the road, in the near future, we've got this Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, so there could be a situation where, whatever's coming to light here with this High Priestess that's being revealed, it could be going against your gut instinct. It could be going against your intuition. Now, intuition, a lot of people will say that you always follow your intuition. Your intuition is 100% right, but sometimes we can get conflicting messages. Sometimes we can look at something and think that it's like a lock or so in the bag because our gut instinct and our mind, and then some kind of curveball comes like flying in from left field, and you got to duck at the last second to miss it. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but the Queen of Cups, she's coming here when she's reversed as a message of tread lightly around the unknown in this month of October, in the near future. If it seems right, chances are you have to kind of be very discerning and question everything, or completely remove yourself and let things unfold without being sort of in the line of fire or in direct notion of it. Okay, now some of you could be in a situation where if you're partnered with a water sign, a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, this person could be the receiving end or of this apology or this thing that needs to get ironed out between the two of you. It's almost as though, Leo, there's too much distance between you and this water sign to have a clear understanding of what the full potential of intention, what the full potential of manifesting with this person. This is kind of relationship based now for the loving Leos out there, that there is a distance between you and the one maybe that you want to be with, or somebody that might be crushing on you at this time. All right. And you got to kind of rely more upon action than just on, thinking, wishing, and intuitive knowing. It's almost like the proof has got to be in the pudding, or seeing is believing for some of you as that comes down. All right. Wow, because in your environment, the love offer is definitely there. The potential for solid, mutually beneficial relationships is there. Whether this is a working relationship, whether this is a romantic relationship, there is somebody in your environment, Leo, who really has an affectionate take on you. It really is open to the warmth of sharing love, sharing skills, sharing your time and energy. Is almost, they just want to be with you. They just want to sit with you. They may be in a situation where they're asking you lots of questions and that sort of situation. So be very careful if you're not truly ready to follow through with somebody that you're interested in or you're developing a new relationship with. Be very careful not to lead them on too much without establishing where you're at or what your expectations are, okay? Because that's the Two of Cups in your environment. Beautiful card to see there, but just make sure, we can't be leaving a trail of broken hearts wherever we go. All right. The Hanged Man is up here in your best fast to follow. Yeah, step back. Let things play out this month. It's kind of like the work you do to save money, to save your energy, and to take a little bit of a rest, a little bit of break will serve you very well. It's almost like if you put things on the back burner that you know other people will either succeed or screw up, go ahead and let them do that, because you could be the one in a situation where it's like you've been given just enough rope to free yourself or to hang yourself with the hangman, right? And it's like somebody, again, coming back to this education, this thing, has a vested interest in how you're progressing, in how you're doing. This could be a parent, this could be a teacher, this could be a boss for many of you, and it's like you're being asked to perform, but at the same time, it's like, play your cards close to your chest and don't get overly involved. Do what you need to do. Take care of your personal responsibilities, yourself, your health, and everything will turn out okay. All right? The hangman is just saying, just don't, inaction or anything that you can leave on the back burner, don't actively procrastinate on things that will come back to hurt you. But you know what I mean. It's almost like if there's situations where there's a collective like three, four or more people involved, you might need to just be sort of the silent partner, the one that says, all right, I'm going to let you guys discuss this. I've got another thing going on here. I'll get back to you later. And you could be very impressed to see how something moves along very successfully without your direct input, but you've saved energy and you will not miss out on the credit or on the accolade for that occurring. Okay? All right, hopes and fears, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, because maybe some of you you're worried about missing out a little bit. You're worried about financial resources. You could be worried about missed opportunities. All right? There's a situation then. This goes back to completely what I've been saying throughout this Celtic cross of what comes around goes around, or what's going out has got to equal what's coming back in. If not, there's this sense like there's going to be frustration for you. But do your best not to get frustrated. Do your best to sort of when you are spending this time on your own, get in touch with the ebb and flow, with the karmic flow of things, the karmic flow of energy, both ingoing, outgoing. For some of you, breathing exercises will help you release a lot of anxiety, fear, or of situations where, your resources or lack of resources may be an issue, they may be a hand, okay? And this balance is coming in. Everything is almost like the chi, the breath of life. Every exhale, every inhale, it's like mirrored with the things that and the people that come and go out of our life. It's kind of psychedelic in a way, but at the same time, it's very fundamental and it's very practical. I mean, it's a pentacle here that's here, all right? So time management, time resources, your day planners here. Get them sorted out. Get them tracked down at least a couple weeks ahead of time before things run away on you, okay? And up here in the overall outcome, should nothing change, should things remain the same, and for a lot of you, I feel that things are going to play out for October, we've got Ace of Wands reversed. If you got extra time, try your best to get creative. Try your best to do something new, to begin something new. If you find yourself ever thinking into a tizzy, I don't think, you guys are pretty much above that, but at the same time, there is some risk. I feel I'm surprised that the Eight of Swords did not show up here. And as well, I'm surprised that the Five of Swords could have very easily showed up here. So the feeling I have is that if you've got this time, if you're feeling vindicated and you've been given a little bit of liberty away from your responsibilities, do your best to see this as a blessing, as a benefit, not like Four of Cups energy, not where you'd be bored, you'd be passive, you'd be just trying to jump back in when somebody's actually told you to take a break. Actually use this time to your benefit to begin something prosperous and new for yourself, okay? Now, with this High Priestess here, for some of you, the information, the revelation that's coming, the outcome is showing here that you may just even be directly asked, or you may choose a confidant or somebody to confide this in so that you can sort of get it off your chest and get things moving forward, okay? All right, so that was the Gilded Tarot in the Celtic Cross there. I hope that made sense for a lot of you. A lot going on for you, I feel, okay, Leo? And, yeah. So let's just take a look at the energy centers here. This is the portion, this is a spread of the reading that we do more so for health. These cards want to come out. I'll let them come out. And as you know, I'm a rule breaker. Tarot to me is like wherever it ends up. Like, I think that just because I put this one there and this one there, it doesn't mean that the images totally couldn't have shifted from there to there, because the cards are very powerful. The cards are very direct, and the cards are very much on your side for revealing purposes. The whole intention of my readings is for healing, for health, and for problem solving, all right? For those that are truly stuck, right? If things are going your way, I mean, I'm glad you stopped by and you checked in, because there's always good, relevant messages. But for those of you that if you're out there and you're truly hurting, just remember, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything like that. You always got to take good care of yourself. And for me, it's like, let's take a look at the chakra centers to see where we can find any stuck energies or reveal any hidden messages that can like get blocks moving again. All right. So in the root chakra here, we've got this 2 of air. So this is you guys, again, I feel unable to move forward until something is brought to light, a revelation. Your passion for truth, or your need to know the truth about a situation, could be affecting your health even at this time, I feel, Leo. If like your nerves are on end, you have butterflies in your stomach, or there's something you just maybe feel that you need to release, to let go of any kind of fear or nervousness or apprehension at this time, the root chakra is saying it's like it's ready to spin, it's ready to move forward from whatever it is that you need to move past, but it's requiring action on your part, okay? Don't worry, in all fairness, if you've done something wrong, or if somebody's done something wrong, it's almost as though the natural progression of getting it out there needs to occur so that healing can happen. All right, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying we need this. See how transparent, see how like real this card is with the black and the white. This is as transparent as it can get. So anything that you're doing to bring secrecy into a situation, even though that might be your desire to create distance between you and an eventual outcome or a probable outcome, is not serving you well. It's almost like you got to come up and just stand right at the edge of the fire and say, I'm ready to take it come hell or high water, whatever it is, okay? All right, in your creative center, wow, you guys have pulled the card of transformation, death and rebirth. Wow. So some of you will actually be making the call to switch gears in your career and in your pursuits. This is very interesting to see. Some of you might have been doing a job or being on a course of a career path for a number of years, and almost instantaneously, as if it was divinely intervened or commanded by source, you just said, nope, no more. I am going to do this instead, or I am going to take a chance on myself and create this for my life instead. And if that means letting go of people, letting go of certain securities that sometimes leave you feeling worn out, the feeling is that you're going to go ahead and do it. So there's going to be some risk taking going on this month. And as well, I saw this earlier with that reversal on the Ace of Wands. It's reaffirmed for me in this card that there could be some of you like dealing with health professionals at this time in a clinic. You might be, getting test results or getting tested, maybe for, certain things that got you feeling like tired all the time, or maybe you've had some situations where there was an affair or some love making. You want to go get tested out so that you can feel better and more confident. That kind of thing is happening for some people as well, okay, Leo? So that's good to see that there. This is the card of transformation. And when that happens in our creative centers, when that happens in that sacral chakra, you can tend sometimes to feel a little bit extra horny, a little bit willing to sort of fly off the handle, or like we saw earlier, just disappear from old situations so that you can focus on what you want to do and give yourself the time and the space to do that. Very nice to see that there. Okay. So here's this 10 of Cups energy. We pulled this 10 of water that's up here. So again, the intuition is saying, like, if you've got people that you need to iron things out with, if this is a family member, a sibling rivalry, or like a sibling dispute, or a parent with an older child and there's a dispute over lifestyle perhaps, or life choices. This is coming to a head, I feel, Leo, where you're going to have these discussions. There's going to be no way around it. The flow from source is almost just like too strong at this time for you to try and swim against it. You have to almost, I feel, give in rather than like, this distance I felt from the very beginning of the reading, or this deep knowingness that eventually it's coming to a head. Don't delay it. If you can do anything to expedite getting the air cleared with somebody, the Ten of Cups is saying, go ahead and do it. You're going to feel a lot better for it. Okay, now up in the heart, we've got this wisdom card. Now, this wisdom card here in this position, in your heart chakra area, lets me know that this deep knowingness oracle, this wisdom message, this, is like, you guys are unbreakable. You guys have certain fundamental boundaries, truths, understandings about yourself that you will never renege on, you will never backtrack on, and that's okay, because that is foundational, fundamental strength that shines through here. Now, to see it in your heart, it's almost like if this Two of Cups energy or any new relationships, it's like if they're attracted to you, you're almost in a situation, I feel, where you're like, all right, if you're going to be with me, you're going to have to roll with the punches. You're going to need to understand who I am, what pisses me off, what makes me giggle, my schedule, that sort of thing. And he'll be surprised to know that this other signs, or the people in the world that are strong enough to start a relationship and enjoy a good relationship with Leo, are very adaptable people. They're very willing to allow Leo to have their independence because they value your own, right? So this means it's like probably good time for matchups, maybe with Pisces, with Scorpio, okay, Leo, and there could be other things going on where there is a bit of earth energy, I feel, for some of you, but the water is heavy. It's more so like a watery type energy, possibly Virgo as well, all right? And maybe even that Cancer, there's a lot of like similar messages, I feel. If you were a Cancer, Leo cusp, this is like a big return to self-love and self-appreciation. That's huge, all right? Wow, and the loyalty card came up. So it's like when these people are that way and that accommodating to you in turn, whether you know it or not, become very loyal to them and very understanding and appreciative of their acceptance of you and their willingness to accommodate for you. So if a mutually beneficial relationship is at the precipice, or if that's what you're desiring at that time, the heart is just saying these are the things that we want to keep in mind about the other person and about the way we interact with them. And through our communication when we interact with them, we've got this Ace of Air that's come up here. So this is truth. This is like, again, it goes back. You guys are going to be spilling the beans on something. You're going to be letting the cat out of the bag about something, whether it's the way you feel about something as simple as that, or whether it's, having to go and tell mom and pop that you flunked out of macroeconomics, 203. Okay, so be it, right? Just get this air cleared. Don't try and throw any more skeletons in the closet. The closet is almost full, right? And it's like you're going to have to face it sometime. So let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to truth about who we are, making sure that it's reflected in our daily interactions, that, if we are wearing a mask or certain situations, if we do put on that mini facade that we all do when we go out into the world and into the workplace, just so that, other people don't get too butthurt about with the raw energy that we carry, it's kind of like you want to make sure that it's a closer reflection of you, and it's not too misleading at this time, okay? You don't want to lead anyone on any kind of wild goose chase at this time, Leo, because it will come back to bite you, all right? It's almost like your karma is being tested from source through all these different avenues, varieties. For many Leos, will be different things, all right? Okay, up in the third eye, we've got this Eight of Fire. A lot of signs have been getting this card, too, in different positions. Now, this is good to see here. This is like your soul, your spirit, seeing the bigger picture, coming into a culmination of a more grander scale or a higher perspective, I feel. And it's like being able to this has got like remote viewing type energy, or seeing across distances, or being empathetic across many, many miles. It's like, if the old paranormal adage, like when your brother Bob smashes thumb with his hammer, and then for that minute you like maybe caught your thumb in the kitchen drawer, and you're like, ow, that hurt, but then you immediately thought of that person, and then 2 minutes later the phone rings. That's kind of what's going on here. Synchronicities playing into your life to bring about a higher perspective. All right, so good stuff going on there with your soul searching, with the pineal gland, with your higher psychic abilities, Leo. It's good to see that you guys are progressing here. And here it is again, in from source. We've got the Ace of Fire, just like we had it up in your Celtic Cross. How awesome. You want to talk about small synchronicity? The cards don't mess around, Leo. The cards are saying, let's run with this creative idea we have. Let's take this egg, whatever this egg is. We got a baby in this one. We got a spider in this one. So that lets me know, to let you know, not to be predisposed to any income or expectation of what a finished product that is in a thought form or an idea state right now. Don't have an expectation of what it could become. Just deal with it. Just do with it. Just run with it with no expectation. Make it your own. Make it your passion. Make it real, and don't hide it from anybody. Just go ahead and go and do it. That is what is serving you best, I feel, for this month of October. Okay. And Leo, that was that. Hey, this is one of the less, heavier I felt, after these general messages this month. Again, sorry guys, it was a few days late. I appreciate you all, love you all, and we'll see you next time.